get ready for the race. It's 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And it's lights out. I know Weary Goal looks like a decent stop, but Pixel is able to draw inside. Saratoshi there able to sweep into the lead of the race. It's a bit.
Oh, there's a collision in the back.
Yeah, a bit of contact near the back with a couple of the Reynolds there and Pixel.
Got collected.
Yeah, Timo down the P16 contender down in the last place, so not a good start from him as Vinning and Larson go side by side into the end of sector 1 to the flash of Kane, but Vinning did better off it and concedes the position to Larson. It's a good start from Pixel there as Joel.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, but oh no!
Oh,
a big crash! And Joel gets collected!
Joel got collected.
And that is that.
Oh, there goes their hammer on the inside of Nicolaudis.
Yeah, he does. On those 6-lap old medium tyres compared to the softs, Pixel wants a bit of the action, and he looks to have that move done as well. What about Motocrosser? Is Nico going to lose like 4 positions in the matter of 30 for him in terms of positions? And Hammer's around! And he's around at the wall of champions in the little thing. Aaron going for a move on contender there. Same position, but it doesn't work out well, and he's around again!
And wing damage.
Yeah, wing damage as well.
Contender didn't have DRS in general.
Oh, Pixels banging Contender down the straight. That's not what you want to do. It looks like he's doing the same again, but Motocrosser wanted a bit of this action too. He's going on the inside of Contender, and he looks to have that move done. A very nice move by Motocrosser. Again, himself that position as Vinny and Adam go side by side and catch at the right time, and he's removing the wall.
Oh, Jesus, massive crash again.
Oh, and Adam's out. There's a safety car. The debris at the end.
Keyboard might be a sitting duck on this one.
Yeah, but I think it's Pixel and Motocross you want to be looking out for as Motocross goes from the outside line. You're looking for a move on Pixel. Pixel's not.
Inside.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very.
Oh, he goes into Joel.
Drives straight into him. Oh, and he pushes him on the grass.
I wouldn't look into the inside of Timo. Is he going to go for the move on the inside? He is. It's a bit audacious there. Almost hits the back of Motocrosser, but he gets the move done many times. Oh my God, Contender!
No,
it hits Motocrosser, and Contender has got himself up in a P2, but I think, yeah, he lets that position, he gives that position back to Motocrosser there. But Keyboard is gone!
Yeah, he's looking behind, he's laughing real hard right now.
It's Justin's making it 3 wide! That's not gonna end well! Oh, because front wing flying! As Motocrosser gets himself back on a P2, and Contender up in a P3 with wing damage. Where's Justin and all this? It's very close. Justin hasn't got wing damage either. And, it is very close.
More penalties than Keyboard, so I don't think he will go for.
Contender hits the back of Motocrosser. That's a bit risky there.
Also gonna come and win the cow footway with penalties. There he goes. I think.
He's not fighting.
He's letting him go.
Unless he's looking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Unless he's looking to get that move done on the back straight. As a Motocrosser looks to the outside, Contender wants a bit of that and goes up the inside. Yeah, the Contender seems to be the god of tapping people, and Motocrosser has lost out position to Contender. Justin comes across the line first on track. But it's Keyboard Magnussen wins the Canadian Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live, top of the morning to you, in the words of Timo in chat. We've got myself, Ocean Chief, on the commentary for Tier 2 in France. And alongside me is going to be Bailey and Icewind. So hello, Bailey.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah,
Welcome to the stream.
Icewind will be joining us later on. So, but in the meantime, we've got qualifying underway. And I'm seeing a lot of cars getting out early here, all eager to get a lap under their belt as as they join onto the Paul Ricard circuit. And yeah, just tell us a bit about this circuit. I mean, what's your kind of take on the circuit? Is it one you like, or are you're not a fan of it?
No, France is not a nice circuit for me. I've never really enjoyed it. I know quite a few people do. Obviously, the Sector 3 being a very tricky chicane complex, gonna test the driver's ability through there. So we'll just have to see how they cope with that. An even split of tyres throughout the field, I would say. The majority on softs, but we do have some mediums and hard tyres peppered in through the pack. We'll just have to see how the weather plays an effect on this. Cursed out very early in the Alfa Romeo car.
You mentioned the weather there, Billy. I'm just getting intel from chat. Dry quali to wet start. So I'm not sure what that means. Dry quali to wet start. Does that mean then the start of the race will be wet, and then it'll dry up? Interesting.
I think it means that the quali is fully dry, but the start of the race will be a wet start.
Oh,
So we'll
that.
start.
Yeah.
So I think the drivers will start on intermediates. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm not a big fan of full wet races, but when you have these like half and half races, it's very interesting in terms of strategy and to see who's good in the wet, but also who's good at the transition, who gets the call right, when to pit for the right tire. Like if you get it wrong by one lap, it can cost you a lot of time and the race win potentially.
Yeah, we will just have to see at the time that the rain falls. Safety cars will be a havoc to it, as we've seen a lot of those recently. So we'll just have to see how those goes for the drivers. Curse, the first one, for a male. Obviously, a familiar face in Tier 1. Don't really see him in Tier 2 that often, though. So we'll have to see how he does.
Yeah, I've got Cursed and Pixel, also Hugo and Nico Rosbot, and the last one would be Ever Snacks a Lot. One of the worst names. Sorry if you're listening. We know him as Enemy Killer, but yeah, he's changed his name to Ever Snacks a Lot. So thanks for that. So they're the 5 reserve drivers joining us on track. But we had the highlights package play at the start of the stream there, and you would have seen Keyboard Magnuson won in Canada, and what a race it was. Plenty of carnage, and yeah, we're seeing Kurtzher going first with a 131 flat on the soft tire, so plenty of time still to be found on there, but that's the fastest lap at the moment and the only lap on the board. So Vinny crossing the line, 132.2 on the mediums, Pixel P2 on the softs as well, 131.7. But I think if we're looking at pole, we may get a low 30, potentially a 129.
Yeah, I just saw Timo did a 1 minute 30.7 there, but unfortunately it was invalid for him. So that time does not count. Would have put him pole by 3 tenths, but we'll have to see. Justin puts himself P2, 2 tenths away from provisional pole position. We'll just have to see how the times trickle down. If the track's going to get warmer. Track evolution as Hugo slots in 5 hundredths away from Mr. Milosh, and we'll just have to see how track evolution plays. A lot of drivers on hard, so I think they'll be on them since they've picked the harder tyre option, thinking it would be a dry start to this race, but it's not, so we'll just have to wait for their soft runs near in the middle part of the session and the end of the session.
Yeah, I've seen the McLaren boys running very tight here in the qualifying session. Wonder if they're trying to get a little bit of slipstream to each other. Satoshi seems to be suffering a bit from lag though, but he's just ahead of Timo, and I don't think he's going to let Timo through here. Timo does seem to be a little bit faster than him.
Yeah, Satoshi on the medium compound tyres, so it's to be expected that Timo is faster. Timo running wide, he looks like he might abandon this lap. That fuel light is on, yeah, and he has, as he has run out of fuel. So, unlucky for him.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating. You have to get that balance between, do you push the track limits and get a very fast lap time but risk invalidating a lap time, or do you play it safe and get a bit of a slower one? I usually go out on like a harder tire compound and set like a banker lap, you know, just something I can work with, and then the following laps then I can push it a lot further, and that way at least you have a time on the board. But Timo's kind of, yeah, he's running out of time here. He's got time enough for 2 more runs, I would say. But he needs to make them count.
Yeah, I think Timo will be a bit frustrated with that. Obviously, in practice he shows good pace, but it seems when he comes to the race he can't really pull it out of the bag. But let's hope today he breaks that reputation and gets a good lap in.
Yeah, he's had some really good race finishes so far this season. Always been around top 5, top 6. So it's good to see from Timo. And talking of Timo, his main rival is Wimpy 3, who is on a lap the minute. I think he might have invalidated this one already. Saw him take a big cut in the sector 1, but he still looks like he's on it. He's in overtake mode in ERS, and seems to be pushing on here. So maybe he's still on this. Maybe this is still valid. But I know, speaking of Wimpy, before the stream, he did say he doesn't like this track at all. So he's not expecting anything big from this.
Ooh, Verk's around. Very tricky corner on the hard compound tyres. So he's at the 3. He's just spun. Lost 3 on the curb, and that's the end of his run. Sorry to cut you off there, but it's just obviously pushing a bit too hard to get that lap in, and he doesn't have one on. He can't. He'll have to abort that lap and put it to the pits.
Yeah, I mean, the corner that he went off there, it's like a double right-hander, and you can get greedy. You can just, you could throw the car into, carry a lot of speed through that corner. As you hit the second corner, you want to try and use the engine braking or the gearing to slow you down, but it is so easy to go wide there. If you just get your angle wrong, you see what happens, as it just did with Verk.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But obviously, qualifying, Nefluke with the highest qualifying average of 3.75. Those facts brought by Nefluke, who have made these great fact sheets about each tier. I'm sure all the commentators will be using them with some valuable information to us commentators during the race. So thank you to Nefluke for making these. So yeah, Nefluke wanting to himself, he will be wanting to get that up.
Yeah, or else he will fall victim to a bad stat. Yeah, Netflix has provided some really good. It's actually him and Crimsonium are, working on that together, bringing us some stats for the commentators and for the drivers. It's great to see. Really adds to the racing. And Cursed, I'm just rubbing my eyes here. Is this real? Cursed P1 currently? Yeah.
P1, Sebastian, P1.
Must be a bug.
Yeah.
Must be a bug.
Yeah. I'll have to say, as Hugo's on a run, but that was a corner cut. You can't hide that from me, Mr. Hugos. We saw that with my very own eyes. As I think Icewind is. I think I just got a message from him saying he will be back soon, or maybe.
Oh, I'm here.
Yep, there he is, Mr. Icewind.
Yeah, so Icewind got cursed in P1, believe it or not. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's...
I believe that. I was giving him some tips earlier, so.
Oh, there you go, there you go. Instant P1 if you get tips from Ice.
Yeah, well.
Doesn't quite work on me though. I'm immune.
Well, we managed to find some pace for you anyway, so good to see Cursed up there. So I'll just let you guys take the wheel here. I'm the host, but I can help you guys with penalties or whatever you want me to do. So, yep.
Yep, that would be great. Thank you, Icewind. And Curse might not be P1 for long. Hugo's 2 tenths up through the middle sector, so he's just coming through the third sector, making it very nicely. He's not using fully RS, so He's not boxing this lap, but he loses the rear, gets that snap of oversteer, which isn't going to help his exit for this corner, for the final corner. He opens DRS and hold on more now. He comes across the line, and he does get pole with a 1 minute 30.8. He gets provisional pole position, and promotes himself to that top spot. But not for long as Timo
Ooh.
with a 1 minute 30.7. I said he did it invalid before, but he has come back.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah, absolutely, guns blazing, and has but not for long his teammate.
This is a
30.2. That's a very fast time by Satoshi there.
This is a 2 SRL lockout at the front row. The McLaren boys as well, 1-2 currently. We've also got Hugo with P3, 2 SRL Hugo, 2 SRL Cursed, and P6, 2 SRL Pixel. So 2 SRL are getting very, very well represented today.
Yeah, they're taking over.
Contender also on a lap, 1.2 seconds up on his time.
Yeah, I would give him a 1:31.2, which would promote him up to around Justin, but I think he's got more in the tank through this final sector. Short shifting is not needed for him. He thinks he's got enough grip on those softs, which he has, as he comes to the penultimate corner, sweeping left, takes it in third, keeping it in hot lap mode, going down to second gear, trying to get the best exit you can, and he's got a pretty nice one on the run up to the line. Is it going to be provisional pole position? It's not, but it gets him P2 with a 1 minute 30.6 to Justin, promoting himself up in a third as well with a similar time with a 1 minute 30.6.
So Contender and Justin are spoiling the 2 SRL party at the top. And also, I got Danny in chat saying who's streaming. It's actually me is streaming this one. And Mr. Costa, is it going to rain for the race? It is indeed. We're going to have a wet start to this one.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yes.
Roxy gave us that information. So
is it gonna be like drying toward the end, or what's the deal?
Yes.
It will be drying to the end, so
Okay.
keep an eye on that. As Vuk promotes himself up in a P9 with a 1 minute 31.6 on medium tyres, so looking to.
Oh, yeah, I see
himself further.
Satoshi's out. He's retired, as has Justin, so that's interesting. They don't fancy another run.
I think they want to save softs, maybe a fresh set of softs to the end of the race or something.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea. I think that's the only thing I can think of. Saratoshi 4 temps in the lead. Satoshi 4 temps in the lead.
It's caught on. I call him Saratoshi now as well.
Yeah, same here, Billy. We're just going to change his
It's
name.
right.
4 temps, so he feels like he is safe in pole position. As Vinny 6 temps up in his time, that would give him a 31.6. Quick maths.
Yes.
And I think he set that time on the medium compounds. Yeah. So he will be gaining some for this last sector. He holds up to 4th compared to Contender, who went for 3rd. It's just the difference in driving style. Some people prefer to get the better traction. But yeah, then he pulls into the pits and obviously thinks that lap isn't. I wanted to curse, decides he doesn't want another run.
We have some further information on the weather. So it's going to be first 10 minutes roughly is wet, and then it'll dry from there on.
So it's going to be pretty instantly dry. That's what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it will be, as Nico Rosbot is on a lap up by 5 tenths. Not 5 tenths, 5 hundredths.
Oh, look at that. Wimpy P6 as well. That's.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, did a 30.8, and we'll.
I think he was sandbagging to me earlier.
Completely missed he was actually on the lap as well, but yeah. Good stuff from Wimpy.
Yeah, Wimpy, one of 2 drivers who have yet to qualify inside the top 10. I think this will be his day where he can finally do it. Nico Rosberg coming to the final corner now to finish his lap time. He gets a good exit, I would say. While the curve a bit too much, he promotes himself 1 position and does a 1 minute 31.100.
We have Timo and Hugo on an out lap.
Yeah, Hugo about to start his lap, I think.
Yeah, coming around the final corner. These are relatively early, so I assume it's just in case they invalid their first lap, they've got a chance to go around again and get another one in. So we'll just got to see how the grid forms as Hugos gets the re-kicks out for him. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Apparently Hugo came into this with 0 practice, so the fact he's already P5 is pretty impressive, but Hugo just gets stronger and stronger. Oh, and as I said that, yeah, he gets it all wrong, and I think that's game over for
Gets out of the
Hugo.
way now for another car.
Well, he has got time to save that ARS, go around the track and go for another one if he wants to.
Ness Luke has yet to set a time as well. I think he's at a super fast time in TT. I saw like a 29.0. So it's Wimpy retires as well. So he thinks that's the best he can do. I guess he was out of time as well.
Yeah, Timo on his lap won't tell me his sector times for some reason. It just says out lap.
I think Timo's on an out lap, yeah.
Yeah, but I look.
No, I think he's on it.
Yeah,
he's on a lap. Yeah.
I watched him go across the line to start his lap, so I think he is.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, I think he is on a lap. He has 2/10 up on his time in sector 1.
Ooh, loses the rear on that curb there. He doesn't want to run that too much. So yeah, obviously just a spectator glitch on our end, so we'll have to...
Yeah, fractionally up, I think, on his time.
Yeah, he lost the rear on the exit, so we'll have to wait and see. That was a very nice long right. We'll just continue on board of him. Timo obviously wanting to get himself up to second if he improves by 1.5 tenths, so we'll just wait it out and see when he crosses the line as he goes around the final corner. Quick sort of flash of first there, just to get the car turned in as he crosses the line. So 130.4.
Very good, Timo.
Oh.
Good luck, bye.
So very good final sector by Timo.
Hugo as well. Sorry, Billy. I was just going to say Hugo's still on. He went for another lap there as well. So, and I suppose he can afford to do so if you're going to start the race in wet conditions.
Yeah, I was going to mention Hugo's as well. He was on his lap and 10.5 up through sector 1. See what his middle sector split is, and it is down. He is down on his time by 0.5 tenth, so we'll have to...
Binny just ahead of him on track is a second up on his time, but I think it will not be enough. Maybe it might be enough for a top 10 for him, if it's a good final sector.
We'll just have to...
wide.
Yeah, we'll just have to see as he chucks the car in to get it. It's going to be close as he crosses the line.
At 8.
8. His teammate Netflix
So
goes
close.
up pole position with the 1:30.061.
There we go.
What a lap, and Hugo about to cross the line here as well. So what has he got? Was he faster in the fast? Yeah, he improved.
That doesn't move a place, so...
He doesn't, yeah, he improves only by a little bit. Netflix, shockingly, gets himself up to that pole position.
Contender about to cross the line here as well. Is he going to improve? He does not. He stays in P4 for the race.
So we're just waiting on Verk and Timo, who I believe Timo will just be boxing.
Yeah,
as
he's
Verk
in the
goes
pits.
P4, a good lap by Verk to get himself into the top 5.
Keeper Magnussen about to cross the line.
Last Gux line, I think.
Oh, he improved slightly and went to P15, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good track for the keyboard. So I don't think we'll see him fighting for the win like last race, but you never know. This is tier 2. We'll have to find out. So I think that's our grid. Nefluke on pole position by a hefty 2 tenths over Satoshi in the McLaren, who is another, and then it's Timo, a further 2 tenths back, who is followed by Verk. And I think Contender is the top 5. We'll have to wait at the results screen to get that. The full grid display and see where everyone really stands on the grid after that quite exciting qualifying. Yeah, so Nefluke on pole, Satoshi in second, Timo in third, Verk in fourth, Contender in fifth, Justin in sixth, Hugos in seventh, who wanted to get a few positions on the in the race there. Wimpy's first top 10 qualifying of the season is in P8, Kirsten in P9, Vinny P10, Pixel P11, Nico Rosbot in P12, Inferno Coy P13, Larson at P14. Our last race winner was Keyboard Magnussen. He's in P15. Motocrosser P16. Ever Snarl? I can't pronounce it. I'm not gonna try. Enemies Killer, as he was named before, in P16. And I believe, I think it was Motocrosser or someone in the final couple of positions I didn't quite see.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're all set for Tier 2 race in France, and I think it's about time we play the new intro for... Oh, so the wet conditions, yeah. So this is probably apt, this video I'm about to play, so bear with us. We'll bring the action in a few seconds for you guys.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
Listen on. Listen on. This is the truth of it. Fighting leads to killing. And killing gets to warring. And that was damn near the death of us all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
So it's Thunderdome, the wet edition. Thanks for that, Pretorius. I'll steal that one and use it as my own. We've got, according to Jeff anyway, or the weather forecasters, it's 10 minutes of rain and then it'll transition to dry conditions. So hopefully the guys can get away to a good start. We've seen a lot of carnage in race starts in previous Tier 2 races. So I am hopeful that these guys can get away safely and no one dies in this race, especially at the start. Want a good race. Want to see everybody finish this one. Can it happen? I am not sure. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest with you. But Neff, look.
Well, let's just hope we don't have 12 reports at least.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the official representative of the FIA team here, so.
Yeah. I might get a few retirement papers coming in if it is any more than 12.
Yeah, I think Terran Cognita was saying that he spent... Well, we actually did spend like 2.5 hours debating those things, so... Yeah.
Not easy work for the FIA when you have too many incidents, as the drivers, after the formation lap, trying to warm up their tyres, get them ready for the race. Oh, as Neff Luke lines up on his first grid spot.
I'm surprised to see Motocrosser at the back. He is a DMR. He just got crowned there, DMR Tier 2 champion. So maybe...
Did he run on softs in quali? I'm a bit surprised as well that he's all the way down there.
Well, we'll have to hope he makes up some ground in the race.
Yep.
Motocrosser is a quick driver, so we'll have to see as we get ready for the race. It's 3, 4, 5 red lights. And as we wait for them to go out, and we are underway now here in Le Castellet. It looks like a good start from Satoshi, but Neflu getting that traction. There's front wing flying already as further in the back, as it's 3 wide coming into turn 1 between the Toro Rosso, Red Bull and Timo. As Red Bull's around and it's Verk. Verk's around at the exit of turn 2. Obviously just clipped the McLaren just clipped him and he got sent around, and the Williams of Hugos and Keyboard Magnussen going side by side. Keyboard had a fantastic start from P15 to P8 on the grid. A great start by him. He's battling with Hugos. The exit of Sector 1, and he gets that position. A fantastic start by Keyboard Magnussen to promote himself up all the way from P15 at 7 positions off the start. A fantastic.
And it was Inferno Koi at the start who lost a bit of his front wing, so he's all the way down in P17 now.
Okay, that's good to know. So we'll see if he makes a unscheduled pit stop at the end of this lap. Did look like quite a bit of end plate. We'll just have to see though, motocross for another person who's made a good start all the way up to 10th. So some good headway made by the
Oh,
other drivers.
sorry, Billy, but Contender's going for the lead. He passes Nefluk. He made it look easy. I think Nefluk maybe was a bit too cautious going into the double right-hander. And Contender's now in the lead, and this is going to be devastating for Nefluk. Sure, he didn't want this to happen so early, and you can see Contender himself just struggling so hard on the traction there.
Yeah. Oh, Satoshi on the outside of the penultimate corner. There's yellow flags, but we're just going to keep with the lead, the second place battle. And Satoshi is still going side by side with Nefluk, but Satoshi gets a better exit. And I think that was the hammer that had spun last sector. But Timo gets ahead of Nefluk as well. I don't think he'll look at his teammate. It's a bit ambitious from that far back. Nefluk has a look, which allows Justin to have a look around the outside. And he doesn't get the move done, but that might give Vinny a good exit and allow him to go up the inside of Justin, but he doesn't go for it and backs out of the move.
A little messy at the back, so I think Enemy Killer and Navier their Hammer got together, and Hammer has had to pit for a new front wing at the end of the first lap. So bit messy there at the back.
Yeah, shame for him as Keyboard looks like he's holding a bit of a train. And who's that?
Oh,
It's
there's
Vinny
somebody
now.
around, is it?
And he's out of this race. And
Looks like Vinny crashed the same way as I did last year, so at the end, pretty much at the start of the back straight.
Yeah,
Even the wall.
it's so easy to do. That's a corner you need to get on the traction early, but in these conditions, you get on it too early and it's game over.
yeah, you just don't want to spin the car through there. Those barriers are insta-death barriers, as I like to call them. You go into them and you're dead.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Vinny, lest we forget.
Hugo's going very wide through the long right-hander. Gives Keyboard a bit of breathing space as Timo running wide, but Curse is on the outside of Justin, going off track to try and get that move done. And does he have it? He doesn't. Justin coming back at him, coming in at the penultimate corner. Curse looking for the switchback. Justin having none of it, closes the door. And Curse going for the wider line, trying to get a better exit, but loses the rear. So not able to do that, loses it quite drastically on the exit, and that allows Justin to hold off Curse for now, as Satoshi's at the fastest up the race, and was Verk. So Verk showing he has pace after his spin on at the first corner, as Curse running very wide at the exit of turn 2.
Keyboard Magnussen holding up a bit of a train behind him, so Hugo was challenging him hard into turn 1, but was unable to make it.
Yeah,
And,
Keyboard not playing to his advantage this time round. Wasn't Canada, not anymore. Hugo's all over the back of him, and I feel like once one of them has Keyboard, the whole train will have him. We'll just have to see though. It only starts now. Hugo and didn't get the best exit, so Keyboard will be able to hold him off for now. As I'll just bring up for me the ERS situation. Keyboard's got nothing. Very close between the two. As who's that? It's a crash between Pixel, Wimpy, and Nico Roscott, but no harm done in terms of damage-wise. Time-wise, is a lot, as they fell off the back of that little train. So that's just now motocross of Hugos and Keyboard Magnussen, as Verk and Larson go side by side, and Verk gets that position quite easily. And we'll just have to see if Hugos is looking around the outside. That's a bit of a bold place to go for the move, but he's gone off track. He doesn't get any sort of penalty for it, but he doesn't. Oh, Hugos has a look again on the outside line. It'll turn to the inside line for the final corner, and he gets that move done.
Good stuff from Hugo, and now Keyboard is under threat from motocross here now.
Yeah, motocross on overtake mode, and 7th gear. Will he be able to get that move done on the outside line? He goes for it. Keyboard going defensive, not defensive enough, and that gets motocross a position for now.
but he runs wide.
Keyboard getting a great exit as motocross runs wide, like Icewind said, and gets that position back as Pixel picks up a 3-second time penalty, and Satoshi is now within 6/10 of the lead.
Yeah, looks like Contender and Satoshi are running away with it a little bit, so Timo's fallen off. 3.5 seconds from them, or 3 seconds rather.
Yeah, the battle for P4 Ridge is on, as is the battle for P8, as Motocross is really close to Keyboard, within 2 temps, and I think
Yeah.
this will be a pretty textbook move.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for it, isn't he?
He is, but not as easy as he thought it would be, especially down the straight, no DRS in the web, but Keyboard yields that position to Motocrosser, but Motocrosser gets a very bad exit. That makes Motocrosser lose the rear as Justin's got past Nefluke. And
Moto's gonna lose this. He stopped deploying at all, so I was a bit.
yes,
He was in Euros mode 0 the entire straight, so he just fell off Keyboard there.
yes, Nefluke loses 2 positions, sorry. So 1 straight, and look at the track, it's really dry already, as yeah, we've gotten our first pit stoppers of Satoshi and Kutenda. Timo's had to continue for 1 more, not to be held on the pits as DRS is enabled. Yep. That's not going to be good for Timo, as everyone will be boxing, everyone that can, and Larson gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Are people going to get held? What is going to happen here? We'll have to find out once all this Wimpy retires.
He's crashed in the pit wall, I think, or whatever has happened there.
A safety car deployed.
Oh no, oh no.
What has happened to Wimpy? He's in...
deployed.
Yeah, Wimpy was in the pit wall, I think.
Yeah, I can see it on the map. Yeah, he must have just lost it going into the pits there and just caused the safety car, unfortunately for him. He was doing very good there, you know, with the qualifying and...
So does this actually work for Timo now? What?
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. This could actually put Timo in the lead of the race. Everyone, it depends if everyone has to stick to a delta. It doesn't look like Timo's sticking to a delta, but...
Oh,
okay, yeah, he is. Everyone's on a delta, so there's going to be no time gained by any of the drivers who are on dry tyres.
25 seconds for Timo, so...
That is a full pit stop. I can tell you that is a full pit stop, and when that's under race conditions, as Van Beets picks up a 5-second time penalty under safety car, so I think he'll have something to say about that. But Timo could really legitimately be in the lead of this race.
Yeah, I think the reason he stayed out, he's in VC with Satoshi, his teammate, so obviously he thought maybe it's worth a gamble, me staying out, I don't want to double stack.
Yeah, the track just dried very quickly, it seems. One thing I wanted to mention here is that Satoshi is the guy who's went on hards, so he can get to the end from here definitely, but Kutender, Cursed, Justin Nefluke, and Hugo are on mediums, and I think it's going to be a tall order to get those 20 laps.
Justin is on softs.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna... He will have to pit again for sure. Of course, so... So a bit of a strange call from these guys, I think, to go on mediums or softs. Maybe they can make it.
Let's see what Timo goes on. It looks like the medium compound tires from visual perspective, and it is. That's just in that race. It gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Kutenda's coming down the main straight, so we'll just have to see. It's going to be the safety car line.
Timo will drop, unfortunately, but he keeps P4 maybe?
It's a safety car line. He has got P3.
So not too bad for Timo after all.
Verk also going on softs, guys.
So that's pretty interesting. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
Softs you can get maybe, what do you say, Bailey, 8 or 9 laps?
Softs will, around that, depending on what your tyre wears. Like mediums, I think that'll get you to around lap 18, 17, 18, maybe 16. I don't really know the tyre difference around here.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. I remember from past races, mediums is about 16, 17, maybe 18.
Yeah, and then I think hard you can just run to the end.
Depends how many laps we get behind the safety car, but Satoshi is going to be quite strong with this. Ocean Chief has left the session.
No, Ocean?
Yes, unfortunately the game crashed. Yes, I'll try and get back in.
Drop you an invite.
Thank you very much.
If we're going to have the issue, I can just set up the stream and go. The issue that we had in Bahrain.
Yeah, we'll give it another go here, and if not, I might have to switch to you, Billy.
Well, we're in the safety car, so...
First 10-second time penalty.
Oh
For
no.
exceeding track limits under the safety car. What has happened there?
Okay, so he'll definitely have something to say about that in the report. In the
Where
report?
on earth did they pick it up? At the chicane at the end of Mistral's, right, or what? That's
That would make the most sense.
oh no.
Yeah, Satoshi can run these hard to the end, but the thing that's going to make or break his strategy is, one, if there's another safety car that comes out, and two, whether the guys ahead will be able to pull a big gap. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, but I think it's something like 20 to 25 seconds for a pit stop here, so you'll have to be a lot faster on the mediums if you want to make it work. I don't know. Maybe you can get 20 laps out of them, but I think it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, it's more across the boxes. So does he feel like he can't go at the end on the mediums and he has to go on the hards?
I think he's going for the hards. He's lost all those positions now.
He's going on the hard compound tires. And how we're doing, Chief? Are we getting back into the lobby?
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Should be not too much longer to get in. Still safety car, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
still safety car. You've still got time.
Okay, I'll telephone the driver and say, can you stay out a couple more laps and we sort this out?
There we go. We've got Chief back in the lobby. So
Speedy is saying that meds to the end easy. Okay, maybe it is.
Yeah, possible. Maybe with a few laps on the safety car, you can take it easy and save a few percent on the tower.
And somebody asking us where is the race? The race is
France.
It's coming.
yes, but it's about to come back. Our streamer's game crashed, so Chief is logging back in. Yeah, I would guess that we get going at the end of this lap.
Made the most sense. It looks.
Everybody is there in the queue at least, so. Yep.
Yes, safety car in this lap. The lights are off on that beautiful Mercedes car. So we'll just wait as they navigate a very slow final sector. We'll just have to wait for the safety car restart, see if any positions will be gained, any positions will be lost. We'll just have to let Q-Tender set the field away.
Okay, we're back, guys. We're back.
Just in time.
Back in business.
Looks like Catender's gone for it.
Yeah, it does look like it. That might be a bit early, though. We'll have to see, but I don't think it is. Judging by the timer gaps, he's already got a second on Satoshi, so he's really caught him out. As we are underway, we are green here in La Castellet, and the lights go, the flags wave green, and the racing is back. As nothing really happening as Hugo goes really wide coming into turn 1. That might give Kibo Magnussen a chance as Justin's all over the back of cars. Looks like he's going to have a go into turn 3. Makes very late on the brakes. He can do that on the soft compound tyres, and he gets that move done. So a good move by Justin to get himself up a position. As Nefluke's looking at the back of Curse as he loses the rear there. Verk near the back of Kibo Magnussen, Hugos on the back of Nefluke, so keep an eye on both of them at the same time. Verk on the back of Kibo Magnussen as well.
Verk going to go on the outside, and it late brakes and gets the move done, but up ahead, Hugo and Nefluke. Oh, contact, and Hugo went off track, but he's recovered nicely. He's not lost too much time. Dropped the position as well for his troubles, but yeah, bit of contact there.
Yeah, I think Inferno Koi had a bit of a moment. That was the yellow flags in Sector 2.
Yeah, I was about to get to you there, so Dead Pixel, Enemy Killer, and Inferno Koi got together.
Icewind, Justin, and Timo are battling side by side, and that allows Curse to go around the outside as well. And I think that might be the move done for Curse. Timo not giving up that easy though. He's still on the inside, which will turn to the outside for the final corner. It's very close between the two drivers, but Timo manages to hold him off and
Nice.
keep P4.
Nicely done from Timo. He held his nerve there. He could have backed out a lot one easy, but yeah, these two guys showing us what hard racing, how it's done.
Yeah, Kutenda in the lead, a 2.5 second gap already. We've only been underway for a lap.
Yeah, he just nailed that restart, didn't he? He's had plenty of practice in recent races, to be fair.
Yeah, as Justin will be wanting to close that gap on the soft compound tyres. They're not the right tyre, but we'll have to see what he thinks of that opinion, as Netflix gets a very bad exit, and the Berg also on the soft compound tyres. I think that's a pretty textbook move from Berg, who gets that position.
Yeah, so much more grip in those softs.
Was there a bit of a dive bomb there? There was!
Yeah, Hugo on Netflix. And he's on the outside, he's been run off track. He might come under attack here as well from Keyboard Magnussen behind.
Magnussen, yeah.
Oh!
Luke!
Contact.
Obviously didn't know Keyboard was there, and there's a bit of wheel banging there, and that has almost took Keyboard out of the race. But the Keyboard gains a position out of that. It's a big train. Big train, 1.3 seconds, and then just another train as Netflix almost around. He loses the rear and manages to hold it though, and gets holds P11 as Netflix. He picks up a 3-second time penalty. DRS is now enabled, so hopefully we'll start seeing a bit more overtakes. And now coming down that big long straight into turn 8.
It goes from bad to worse for Netflix. Pole position, but in the race, it is just one from bad to worse for him. I mean, he's picking up penalties, he's dropping positions left, right, and centre, and he's currently in P11. He's outside of the points, so let's see what he can do for the rest of this race. He really needs to get his head down back in the game.
Yes, he's close to the field. He can recover from where he's at, as Justin going to go for a move on Satoshi. He moves to the inside line at turn 8 for P2. It doesn't look like he's got that move done as we look further down in the grid. No real moves taking place. Everyone's just a bit too far back. Motocrosser and Pixel there on the inside. He gets that move done for now. Is Pixel going to go for a switchback? He doesn't, so pretty standard stuff coming down the backstraight.
Pixel very close to Moto here, but thinks better of it.
Oh, he might go down the inside though. He's got a tight line.
Very close between the two.
It's not really space there, so yeah. I think we got DRS this lap, right?
We got DRS last lap, so
okay, sorry. Sleeping.
As Timo's left the session.
Oh no,
no.
disaster. This is gonna...
It's disconnected.
Yeah, so it's gonna cost him a few positions. AI's at 70%, so essentially AI takes control of his car, and you can just see him dropping back here in real time. He's
offline in Steam as well. I tried to send him an invite, but oh no.
I try to do the same.
Yeah, hopefully he can get back in time, and yeah, it doesn't drop back too far, but he's currently got Hugo behind him right now, and he's probably going to be loving this. I do hate to see that, but I mean, whenever I'm behind...
Going on the inside of Curse for P4. He's back. Timo is back. It's very close between the two, and gets the move done. Motocrosser and Van Beets.
Up ahead, Justin the Racer almost took out Satoshi at the chicane. We've seen him do this before. He's very late on the brakes, and that time he just missed Satoshi by a couple of inches.
This guy's gonna have another look up the inside. He doesn't. He might go for it this time as Netflix gets the move on Rosspot. It doesn't go for it this time around, as my throat really is beginning to feel the shouting. Let's just say that. And
this isn't doing anything good for Justin's race. He's been stuck behind Satoshi all the way, and
yeah,
I think those softs are gonna be screaming soon.
yeah, those softs will not be a happy tyre right now, and I do think he will have to come in soon and put on a set of medium compound tyres.
I think Timo's got back in the car as well. That's a good thing, but he lost a few positions there and a lot of time.
Yeah, down to P7 as Pixel gets ahead of Van Beats further down the field. Justin really does need to get ahead of Satoshi this lap. It'll be...
He's too far back, I think.
Yeah, it does look like it, but Justin is very late on the brakes, so we'll have to see what he does.
Justin's also completely out of ERS.
Oh, is he going to go for it? He looked for it.
Satoshi, he looked up the inside, like Chief said, didn't think anything of it. And Satoshi survives another lap. As Larson is very close to the back of Timo. He's might move to the inside to have a look, but Timo goes defensive. Will it be a move? It's not, and Timo holds on from Larson on those soft compound tyres. Larson running very wide and picks up a 3-second time penalty because of his little venture off track. Oh, his van and enemies is going side by side through the final sector. That was a bit scruffy by the two drivers, but no harm done as yeah, enemies lets Van back through and gives him the position.
Kurz trying to go for P4 into turn 1, but is unable to make it stick. So looks like those soft runners may be starting to drop off a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to they'll have to pit soon. I think they're going to take the mediums 15 laps to the end. So
yeah, definitely.
That'll just be a
lady.
The end. Kirst on the back of Verk 3 tenths away, but Verk does have DRS, so it's going to be a bit difficult for Kirst to really try and make a move. He puts in Verk on no ERS at all. There's keyboard looking at Larson. He was looking at Nefluke, obviously getting very close to the back of Keyboard Magnussen coming into turn 8 there. They are running 4 wide as a not 4 wide in a line of 4 as not anymore because Nico Rosberg's looking to the outside of turn 10 and he gets that move done. A great move by Nico Rosberg to promote himself up to that 10th place position, the first points in position to get himself 1 point. Great, it's a great move by him.
A terror in chat is saying mode lion, Beamer mode lion, and it's exactly what he needs to hear right now because he's fallen back and I'm seeing Larson and Justin pitting. So,
yeah, soft runners.
So Timo's actually gained a couple of positions there. He's up to P6 now, so and he's on a medium tower. So hopefully he can make these last to the end of the race. There is a debate in chat going on whether that is possible, but we'll find out in due process.
Looks like
I think it's possible.
It's very similar times between Hugos and Timo right now. Verk still needs to pit, so I think he'll be P5 after he makes his pit stop as Nico Rosberg very close to the back of Keyboard Magnussen. Might have him coming onto this race.
But yeah, so you can see now Justin dropped from P3 to 13, and he's all trying to look here. He's about 10 seconds away from points now, so yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Nico
it definitely wasn't the best call to go on softs at the safety car point.
No, it wasn't. As Zach Kurst going up around the outside of turn 5 on Verk, he gets that move done. A good move by Kurst to get himself up to the podium positions. Those softs will be screaming to get off the car.
Let's go, Kurst.
Q10 there with a 5.5 second lead over Satoshi.
Berg in the pits.
Kurst, yeah, Verk pits. I think he doesn't really want to get too bad of an undercut from Justin and Larson. That promotes team out of P5, Nico Rosberg out of P6, and Keyboard to P7.
So now that we're past the halfway point, what are penalties looking for these top 5 guys? I know Contender.
Contender has 2 warnings. I'll have a look. Satoshi has 1 warning. Cursed has that 10-second penalty, which was a little random. He doesn't have anything else.
Van Beets is out of the session. There is a yellow flag, no safety car as yet.
No safety car.
I think he
no safety
retired in the pits, maybe.
Yeah, he did. His icon is in the pits. He's a little pig.
I went through the top 10, and the only ones with penalties are Pixel, Nesloke, and Cursed.
So very clean.
Yeah, and Cursed has that kind of random 10-second penalty, so.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I have to see footage of whatever happened there, so.
Yeah.
Cursed right on the back of Satoshi here.
Yeah, he's making a charge.
Mediums versus hards.
Yeah, we all know who's going to come out on top of that battle. It's obviously going to be the medium tires. And we'll just have to...
At least for now. We'll see what it is toward the end of the race.
Cursed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Contender is just running away at the moment, 6 seconds away.
But Cursed is doing a lot of pressuring for Satoshi here. I think.
Yep.
These medium tires are starting to come into a life of their own. They will start falling off in a wee bit, so it's going to be interesting. I wonder if Cursed is just trying to get past Satoshi now that his tires are fully working to their full capacity, but knowing that they will fall off in some laps time. He's a bit too far behind now, I think, to get him moved on. Maybe not. I don't know. It's going to be tight down to the chicane.
We'll have to see what wings these guys are running. We obviously don't know that. That's information that only the drivers have, and maybe some of their teammates and their drivers, but we'll have to see. Curse doesn't get a very good exit on Saratoshi, and I thought that move would happen. Nefluke on Keybon Magnussen, he gets that move done. Back to Kirst and Satoshi. Kirst not able to get the move done through turn 11.
Bit surprised he didn't make any more headway into him on the straight, but yeah.
Yeah, Kirst will have to wait one more lap before he can get his second place position. As it looked like Kirst was gonna pit. Like Kirst was gonna pit there, but he doesn't.
Yeah, just ran really wide to the final corner.
As it's really only Kirst and Satoshi that is close, so we'll just have to keep an eye on this battle. I think Justin will be closing in on everyone.
Hugo picks up a penalty. I think he's first one of these guys at the front who actually has a penalty.
Yeah, apart from Kirst with that 10-second time penalty.
Yeah, of course, but well, of course, no promises, but we'll see what happened there.
Yeah. The move might be coming. It's definitely getting closer and closer every lap, so we'll just have to see. Kirst not opting for overtake mode, so I think he would have had that move done if he'd opted for that, but he doesn't this time. So we'll just have to we'll have to see.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
But I've kind of expected him to go for it because you should use these mediums while they're still fresh enough.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. As Vert gets ahead of of enemies killer, as we call them. Ever snacks a lot. Snacks a lot is new name.
He's enemy killer to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still in the Renault.
I can't even say that name. I'm sorry.
He's still in the Renault. He's still the same driver.
Yep. But I'm getting some intel from Joel in chat. He's saying that he's in VC with Contender, so he's crew chief in Contender, and he's saying that we're going to box him on lap 21 for softs. I don't know if that's a I don't know if that's a sandbagging kind of distraction technique, that they're just mind games or whatever, but that's what he's saying in chat, so that's something to watch out for.
Seems like a bit of a random thing to do, I think.
Yeah, it depends on the tire wear though. It depends on the tire wear.
Sure.
I think Yeah, if we can get some more intel from Joel, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's also.
I do think that from last year's 2 SRL race, I remember the Terror Incognita did 20 laps on the mediums easily. So, yeah.
That's also not something that you want to share with the stream. Obviously, other people have crew chiefs as well. So
That's
maybe
what I'm wondering.
Satoshi.
Maybe they're playing
Satoshi.
mind games.
Yeah. I know I
They're
like to play
still
some mind games.
So Kurt's still unable to, or I don't know if it's about, is he willing, not just willing to overtake Satoshi here, or what is he doing, but he's
He seems
just
happy
not
enough.
going for the overtake mode at all.
Yeah, he seems happy
Maybe-
enough to store up his ERS, and he's run pretty high on ERS.
Yeah, but he's been at 80% for like 3 laps already, so I'm not sure what's the...
Maybe he just wants to build that gap to Hugos, and obviously using the DRS
Yeah.
with Satoshi, he'll be building that gap over time. And
Yeah, and it could be affecting his tire wear as well. Maybe he's taking care of these tires.
yeah, last lap Hugos did a 34.9, but he got to get a penalty. Curse did a 35.1 as Timo did a 35.4 compared to Hugos's 34.9. That was lap 18. That was lap 17. Those times were both set. So the time not really coming down between Timo and Hugos, and not that much being gained from Hugos and Curse. As Curse picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh dear, oh dear. So he's running very close to Satoshi this time around. I wonder if he's going to go for it. He has got his ERS at the hot lap and on overtake now, so this could be the one.
Yeah, it's like
He got to 0 now.
He's put it in none, but he doesn't go for it. So I don't really know what Curse is doing right now. Maybe he's waiting for the Satoshi's tires to die or something like that. But I think he's on medium, so I don't think that strategy will really work.
Or that it just feels like him, I don't know, maybe he just feels like he doesn't have the pace to, run away from him. So he's just using this toe here to get pulled along. I don't know. The Satoshi is not really losing time to Contender right now. It's been about 6 seconds away for a few laps now.
Well, the way Curse is driving through Sector 3, I would say he's saving tires.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I
it looks
think
like.
I think he's saving tires, using the DRS, so he's not losing that much time. So he can just save tires and then take these mediums to the end, which isn't a bad strategy. It can be easily done. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, and it looks like Hugo is not really closing in on them either.
Yeah.
It's looks pretty set at the moment. Nico Rosbot pretty close to Neslook.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that as well as motocross is on the back of the keyboard as well.
Cursed getting a bit of a tank slapper out of turn 6.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go for the move this time, because I'm gonna hop onto Nico Rosbot and Fluke, as it is hot lap mode for Nico Rosbot, who now puts it down to none. He doesn't go for the move. Motocrosser on keyboard Magnussen though, pretty textbook move on the straight before the braking zone, and Motocrosser gets that move done.
Keyboard Magnussen, our last week's race winner. This track isn't really, as you said, Bailey, earlier, it's not really for the keyboard because of these long sweeping corners. So.
Yeah, we haven't had Chief's voice in a while. You still there, Chief?
Yeah, I'm just admiring your commentary.
Contender pits, actually. Contender pits and gets a 5-second penalty for that as well.
Oh no, that's not what you want. That could be his chances of race win gone.
And I think he's gonna, I don't know, fall somewhere to P11, 12 here.
I
softs,
don't...
of course, but he's just gonna be out of contention here. Maybe tire wear was just too much. I don't know.
Maybe we'll just have to see. He comes out P6. He wants to hopefully be
so
ahead of
not as bad as I said.
Motocrosser. He's not. He'll be wanting to get past him as fast as he can.
And these two have a bit of history as well.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, he sent it on the inside.
That's a bit of a...
As close as they bang wheels, motocross are not giving him an inch. And
Yeah.
great racing by these two. You'll love a little yeet up the inside from now again.
And look at him just flying up the road as well.
Yeah, it's the softs,
Yeah.
fresh softs are just
Unreal
super
time.
fast for a few laps.
Motocrosser got mugged.
Yeah, definitely. So Contender not
Kais is
wasting
going for the
no
move.
time. Oh.
The move that we've been waiting for the past 5 laps. He's going for it on the inside, but he doesn't get it done. He needs to get ahead of Satoshi. Now the Contender will be pulling him in on the softs, and Hugos has really closed that gap over the last couple of laps. So we'll really
And
have to push.
Contender is closer than I actually thought he would be, so he's about 15 seconds from the lead here.
Still a hefty gap to close in.
Yeah, of course it is, but he's gonna be very, very fast on those softs for a few laps.
Yeah, it's really the
Yeah.
the 19-second gap that he needs to get out. But we'll just have to.
Oh yes, because he has that 5 seconds as well. That's true.
Oh, Kirst near lost it at free turn 2. Yowzer, those tires must be giving up. Wonder if he's thinking about pitting as well, but I don't know. I think he maybe.
I think it'll be too late now to pit. You only have 5 laps to get the maximum out of those.
Yeah, he's missed his window, so he's gonna have to try and get them to the finish line without them exploding.
Yeah, I think he should have just got ahead of Satoshi when he had the chance. Not waiting behind him.
Yeah, because Hugo is actually closer now as well, 1.6 only. So this is gonna be a 3-way battle in a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that, and keep an eye on it how the rest.
Looks like Hugo is just... Maybe Hugo has been a little bit better on those mediums with tire management.
And all these two SRL guys are being voice chat together, and I'm sure that whoever's chiefing them will be saying, "Get a move on, guys, Contenders on softs," and he's in P6, and he's looking feisty.
Yeah, Milos.
Contender about to come up on... Yeah, sorry, just go ahead.
Yeah, Milos, Hugo, Satoshi, and Timo are probably in the 2S Discord talking to each other. So this might actually be something between the two drivers, Kirst and Satoshi. Kirst might just say, well, listen, I'm not gonna overtake you. We use you, so we can't. So Hugos can't get past them, which would be pretty smart.
Contender about to come up to Neflook here.
Sets fast lap.
Fastest lap of the race, 33.4.
Yeah, good lap by
Which
him.
is very fast pace, but I just thinking here, how many laps do we have? 4 laps.
Yep.
He might get up to Timo, but I think that's the extent he'll get here.
Oh, Neflook goes a bit wide. He misses apex there, and it's going to cost him on this outrun. But if DRS, Contender on these soft laps, it's only a matter of time.
Kirst is going for it on the inside of turn 8. He realises he needs to get a move on. He goes up the inside and he takes the lead of the French Grand Prix momentarily as he runs wide. Satoshi might be having a look to get back into the lead. He's in overtake mode. He goes to the inside and he backs out of it. Kirst takes the lead for now as Contender has got ahead of Neflook.
And Contender next car ahead is 5.7 seconds away. That's Timo in P4, so Timo will feel the pressure toward the end of the race.
Yeah, it's a pretty far gap to pull in for Contender. We'll just have to see how long it takes for him to catch. If we look at the lap times, I'll try and work out how much he'd be catching him per lap.
And just to drop it to Terror, who is wondering in chat, so yeah, Timo does not have a penalty. Satoshi doesn't have a penalty. And I think Hugo doesn't have a penalty. Hugo has 3 seconds, right? Yes.
Alright, so we judge from lap 23 between the two drivers. Last lap for Timo was a 35.1. Last lap for Contender was a 34.0. So 1.1 seconds. And Contender had to make that overtake on Neflook, so we'll have to see. It's gonna be pretty close.
Closed him up too much on this lap, so
Satoshi gets ahead of Kirst.
Oh, they're side by side for the chicane. Oh, Kurt's managing to stay ahead on the run out, but Satoshi gets a better run himself. Oh, and Kurt's making a, yeah, somehow.
Lightning fast off that corner when VTEC kicks in for that Alfa Romeo, it's gone.
See you
Oh,
later.
so it's all or nothing right now for these drivers. We'll just have to see who comes out on top.
Satoshi, of course, wants to push here because he definitely has the tire delta at this point in the race with these hards.
Yeah, he will. 19 old hards to 19 old mediums be quite a difference now, as Hugos has now joined the party. It's a 3-way battle for the lead, but I think Curse is out of it, even with that 10-second time penalty.
Terror also saying in chat that they shouldn't really be fighting. It's kind of true, but
this is Satoshi's race to lose. He's the only one in this train that doesn't have a penalty. Cursed has a 3-second time penalty without the 10-second one, and as does Hugo. Satoshi, I think, only has one warning, if I'm correct. He does. So Satoshi just needs to hold on to the back of Cursed, and this could be his race. Contender pulling that gap. It's now 3.7 seconds.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, it was a 35-2 last time round for Timo. For Contender, it was a 34-0 again.
Hugo gets it wrong in the chicane. He's gonna fall off the back of these two. Cost him a bit of time there, probably about a second or just under.
Yeah, that's not good for his race and his quest for top position. How many penalties does Timo have? Timo doesn't even have a warning, unless he's got that glitch where you leave and rejoin the session and you don't get warnings. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but I think he's driven pretty clean here anyway, so.
Yeah, if Hugos gets involved in this battle, he could catch up to the train and maybe take P2. We'll have to see though, and it'll be a McLaren 1-2. We'll just have to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, Timo just run a little wide there, just as I said that he's been driving clean all race, so he lost about 5/10 there.
It's not ideal because Contender is now 2.5 seconds, and that's if there's any driver that you don't want hunting you down, it's Contender.
For sure.
He's very fast, especially he's winning no assists as well, and he's still always there, still very fast in that Toro Rosso.
So penultimate lap here on the back straight.
Yeah, I fear.
Satoshi is gonna go for it. He's on the inside line there in the turn 8, Curse leaving him the room.
And Satoshi really doesn't have to fight here, so it's
yeah, it looked like Satoshi sort of baited him to take a wide line and lose time, but we'll just have to see as Verka motocrosser. Verka gets himself up into P8. It's very close between these two. Satoshi going up the inside. He doesn't get that move done. He doesn't want to go into the back of Curse. Hugo will just be sitting back with the popcorn, waiting for his time to strike, as we are almost on the last lap of this race. Satoshi.
Hugo gonna go down the inside of Timo.
Inside.
Last minute lunge there.
It's not what you really want to be doing. That's really messed up his exit for the final corner. He wants to be waiting for turn 8. That's
they're just trying to push Satoshi for a mistake here.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do actually. Which would make more sense. Satoshi is gonna wait till turn to the long straight, the back straight, and try and get the move done on Curse. He wants to win this race on track, I know that feeling, but sometimes you just gotta wait and get the race win on penalties. It may not be the honourable thing, but a race win's a race win at the end of the day.
Oh, and Satoshi is close to Curse here as they approach the chicane on the back straight. I think he's going to get him. He's going to send it down the inside.
Yeah, he does. Very close between the two drivers. Satoshi will be getting the better exit. Will he try and have a look? He's gonna go on the inside line for turn 10. He shifts it over to 8.
Oh, and
goes
Hugo as
down
well.
and
Hugo as well.
he goes up the inside. Is he going to go up the inside? Satoshi, he's going to try and go for it.
Oh,
He's
cursed
he's
contact.
around. And
Oh no.
might be, he cuts across there, and that might him fall behind Timo in terms of penalties. Satoshi in the lead, which I think that's where he'll stay as he comes round the penultimate corner and around the final one. It's in a hectic race for Satoshi. He could safety car come out. He started, I think, of his P3, and he crosses the line now and takes the win here in France. Hugos in P2, Timo in P3, Kutenda P4, Kirst P5, Nefluk comes across the line in P6, Justin P7, Motocrosser P8. Motocross gets promoted to P6, Ferg P8, Justin P10, as Keyboard gets himself up to P7 on penalties. Motocrosser up to P6, Pixel P11, Nico Rosbot gets promoted to P11 on penalties. Enemies Killer, Infernal Koi, and Hammer quite close to each other on circuit, but I don't think there will be any fighting between the two of them. Dahama was the driver with the fastest lap. He went on the soft near the end of the session. I believe he did a 32.8 as I come around. As Enemy Killer comes home in P15, Dahama Infernal Koi P14, Dahama P15, and Enemies Killer P7.
What a race, lads. That was pretty hectic. Clean as you like. I mean, there was a few bits of contact there, here or there, but I mean, overall, I would say it was a fairly clean performance, and I think the FAA are going to have a bit of light work to do this week.
Lighter, at least. So,
Yeah, I think
that was a good one to watch.
Yeah, I think there'll be some penalties to remove as we look at the penalty screens. Satoshi,
Kirst lost P2 with that 10-second penalty.
Yeah,
Yikes.
P2 or P5. Keyboard now getting those penalties, keeping the system from P15 to P7, Motocrosser from P16 to P6. And I think that's who I'm going to give Driver of the Day to, Motocrosser. A good drive throughout the race, and he brought home some good points for the Alfa Romeo team.
Yep, brilliant performance. I'd say he was crowned DMR Tier 2 champion, and he didn't have the best of qualifying sessions, but he really made up for it there during the race. And as we saw there, it's a 2SRL lockout on the podium. So I'm looking forward to getting some of the guys in for an interview.
Maybe shout out to Timo as well for getting back after that disconnect. I think it's worthy of a mention, at least for as what's the word? I don't know.
Honorable mention, yeah, that's it.
Yes, that's the word, yeah.
Okay, so let's bring our race winner in for an interview.
Like you had the
Hey.
yeah. Hey. I thought it was like I was talking to Kutender, but
Yeah,
hey.
we just yoink in mid-sentence and we're like, oh, what is he saying? Hopefully nothing inflammatory. But how's it going, Satoshi? You had a very good race there. I mean, at what point did you think during that race, this is on, I could win this one?
Yeah. It was a pretty hard one.
Yeah, but what was the point? Because I mean, we were watching him, we were thinking Contender has this one in the bag. But what point is it? Whenever he pitted, that you were like, right, this is my race?
Well, I knew that if I'm going to stay in the hards, like I'm gonna have the disadvantage at the beginning. But yeah, if like Kutender stayed out, then I would have gained a bit of time. But when he got the 5 seconds, then yeah, I just knew that I have to just win it. And also, Milos has got his 10 second, and Hugo gets his 3 seconds. But at the end, we were just battling it out just for fun, for the show, basically. At the end, but it was a pretty fun race.
So, yeah, it was a great qualifying lap by you. Do you think you could have gone better and maybe got Got in
Uh,
29s?
Nah, I don't think so. Like in practice, I did a 30.1 before the race, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with this run.
Alright.
But I think like the medium run would be better because like it was almost 32. But yeah, I'm still happy with this result and my laps. So yeah, I'm really happy to win.
Yeah, so well done for your
Yeah, and
win. It's your first win of the season, I believe it is.
yeah, and I win here like in Tier 2 in like last year in Season 2. So yeah, and it was with the McLaren. So
Eh,
like this car gave me some luck, and yeah, to be honest, the reason why I joined back to McLaren, obviously the main reason was Timo, and we want to finish what we didn't, which is like to win the constructors.
You're looking good too. You were both getting pretty good results.
Yeah, if like Timo wouldn't get that disconnect, we would easily get one too, because
Yeah.
he didn't gain that much.
Well, there's Austria next on the.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that track?
It is going to be a hard one because it has like close racing every time when I race out there. So yeah, I'm really hoping to get the W again. But if not, then a podium will be good for me. To be honest,
Satoshi,
I would be happy.
I have to ask. You mentioned it there. You were Tier 2 champion. I think it was the first season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Of
it was the first season of Tier 2. Yes.
So now that you've got a win under your belt, are you thinking? I know Contenders had a bit of a head start, but are you thinking there's a chance I could win this?
Yeah, I think yes, because like I don't want to say bad things about Contender, but when he turned off like TC, we become like even pace. So yeah, and I am really hoping for some close racing towards the season. So yeah, and I really want to win again. Like I have the bigger gap than compared to like last year, but yeah, I still want to be the a two-time champion, of course.
Well, that's good news for us because we want to see it go down to the wire. We don't want to see someone dominating. We want to see a fight for the ages. So hopefully you can bring it to Contender in the following races. So yeah, we're gonna put you back in the chat. But thanks very much for joining us in the commentary booth.
Thank
Is
you,
there
guys.
any last
Thank you,
words
guys.
from you?
I really hope to get the W next week.
Okay. Well,
I have one question, by the way. What were your hards at the end? Did you have a look, like percentage-wise?
I don't really watch that, but it's like around 55-60%.
No, so
Okay. Yep.
I can't imagine what the mediums would have been like.
Yeah. But thank you guys.
not a problem, Satoshi. We will speak to
See you guys
soon.
next week.
Yes, hopefully speak to you again soon.
Yeah. See you guys.
Okay, bye. Right. So no sign of Hugo. I know he's a bit of a shy boy, but we've got Timo in chat, P3. Timo, P3 in the race. Now, we saw what happened to you. So, I mean, the fact that you got back up to P3 is, yeah, it's a good one for you. It's a good one and a bad one. It's a bittersweet kind of pill to take down. But podium finish, man, were you thinking that? You know, whenever you disconnected and you came back to the race, what did you think? You know, was achievable at that point, or do you think it was over?
I don't know. You might have heard me shouting if you opened your window and like something was coming from the European mainland. Maybe that was me. I don't really know. I knew that Milos had an absolutely ridiculous 10-second time penalty, so I thought, okay, I still probably got him in the back if I don't drop too much. I practiced a lot with Kirst and also like a good bit with Satoshi, so I knew their pace and I knew it was like a tenth or something slower. So I thought I could probably stay within the time of him. And I was completely unaware of the race situation behind me. Honestly, it was just I was just hoping to stay close enough to Yugos, and so in case he gets a penalty, I could. And the problem is he got quicker over the race, and after that, like I slowly dropped, and yeah, so then they made their mistakes, and I knew that sorry, I'm getting distracted. Then they made that little thingy, and they did that little thingy on the last lap where you got spun, and after that it was like within 3 seconds. But turns out as I crossed the line, I was behind him because I had that very funny glitch where you get displaced on the leaderboard. So I think like I checked it, and I'm currently, as we're speaking, I was writing into the incident report. Like I'm looking at that because I think the gap at the end was 2.9, would be very juicy. But you know. I'm still like super happy with P3 as well. Like you take every podium you get. Yes, it's sad for Milos really.
We saw a resurgence from you of late, and it's great to see, Timo. I mean, you've really, I think it really motivates you as well when you get good results like this. You know, to go on to the future races. So hopefully see more of this in the future. These podium finishes. I'm sure you got a taste for it now, and you need your fix.
There's actually like it's funny because you know I'm going to university and my exam phase is basically starting like tomorrow. I'm writing my first one, and that the result of that is that I'm in university like all day, and when I come home I only have like 1 hour or 2 hours until I have to go to bed. Like in that time I can't really do anything, so I just say, yeah, let's practice F1. So actually not having any time for real life just made me consistently practice F1. It's just like a daily routine now, like it was of the last week. So I think basically that's that. And it's motivated me, so I think like as soon as holidays come around, I will keep grinding.
Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. Because I know in last season, you kind of, the motivation wasn't there, and then you weren't putting in the laps. And yeah, it kind of went down a hill. But this season, you've just been on fire, man. And,
yeah, I think I'm driving the best I have, just in general, all over my F1 career. That sounds interesting. You know what I mean? Over the time. So yeah, it is really motivating, and it is also like encouraging to see the times and. Like if someone puts in a crazy quick time, and I'm like, well, I'm only a second off of that, and that's I need that. I want that. Okay.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, obviously not how you want your race to go. The big disconnect during it. I don't think I've had that in a race myself. I've just had the screen, the stuttering and the screen freeze.
It was a first for me as well. It never happened. Oh, it happened to me once, and that was like last season China, I think. But yeah, I thought I got the migrating host. I thought Icewind had crashed, and then suddenly, like I said, oh, migrating host. Guess this race is over. And then like 4 voices simultaneously, and voice so like, yeah, I'm sorry, team. I was like, what's going? Why me? Why is everyone no? And then a Steam error came out, and I might have. Shouted a little.
I feel your pain because my game crashed as well, and I was streaming. I was like, "Oh no, not again!"
Oh, yeah.
So I feel your pain. I definitely sympathize with you that one. But yes, great race for you, man. I don't know if Ice Bailey. Any other questions?
Icewind had to go. I don't have any questions. I think you've covered them all, Chief.
I think you should talk to Cursed. His story is gonna be the same I told you, but without the redemption in the end. So prepare. You should get him.
Of course, yeah. We'll get Cursed in for another. Right, Timo. Catch you next week, okay?
Yeah. See you. Thanks for coming.
I'll finish that sentence for him. I just yanked him out. Okay, so we'll move on to Curse. Yeah, the man of the moment. Oh.
Wait. I think we tried to drag him in, but he left Gentleman's Lounge.
Hello. What are you doing in Area 51? That's out of bounds, man.
No, I don't know. I'm just like an alien now, I guess.
You saw nothing. Whatever you saw nothing. Yeah, Curse, so tell us about your race. So a bit of a hectic one with the rain to start. You did a pretty good qualifying session. And then we got a flash up on screen, 10-second corner cutting penalty. How did you manage that?
Well, yeah, I minimally caught the left-hander in the chicane middle of the straight, and the game was like, 10 seconds under safety car, because why not? So that's really epic, I suppose. I don't know, man.
Yeah, And then we saw you behind Satoshi for a load of laps, and we were thinking, you're on mediums, he's on hard, so we were thinking, you gotta do the overtake now, but you were constantly running high ERS, and you seem happy enough to sit behind him, and
I
then,
was.
and then in the final laps, you decided to go for the move. Why was that? What was the thinking behind that?
Well, yeah, I was kind of behind him for a good few laps, and I was gaining enough on him basically in the corners and on the straights with the DRS. And I kind of thought to myself, well, I think I'm faster. I'm gonna try it now. I'm gonna try to pull away, see if it works. Because at that point, Hugo was catching up to us by a good bit, so we were no longer really pulling away. So I thought, well, I'm not the issue. He's the issue. So it's time to send it.
Yeah, I think I think Hugo had that same thought process, but it didn't work out for him.
No, not really. He did the Sebastian Vettel way of doing it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it in the last lap or the last laps of the race. But yeah, I mean, 2 SRL lockout as well on the podium. So is this a sign of things to come now that you're now a tier 2 driver?
No, of course.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it was good to see.
What else can you expect from the Holy Prince of North Korea?
Might call this the 2SRL Thunderdome tier from now on. North Korean Thunderdome.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, have you any final thoughts you want to depart on?
I don't have anything to say.
Any words of wisdom you want to share with the people? This is your moment, Kirsch.
I want everyone to know that I screamed kurva very loudly at some point in this race. As a little fun fact, I suppose.
And you know what? Timo as well was saying that when he disconnected, he was screaming out the window.
Yeah,
so
he was. I was very enjoyable.
I'm looking forward to his video when he uploads it. I'll fast forward to that part. and maybe
That's the only good part, honestly.
yeah, that's it. You just skim through until he screams, and then you're like, ah, right, here we go.
I like the commentary. You just hear him scream, and it's just a highlight of the whole stream.
Okay, Kirst, we look forward to seeing you next week. Austria, how are you feeling about that track, my man?
P1.
P1, easy. There you go. There you go. That's your final. That's your final.
No questions asked.
Yeah, we'll hold him to that. We'll quote him on that next week when he's like DNFs. We'll bring him in early during the race and be like, "So P1 then?" Yeah.
Yes, I think the last interview we have is Contender.
Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah, we're bringing Contender. Well.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
the
my man.
Biggest throw of the century. I know. Don't say anything. I know. I just know.
Was that a crew chief thing or was that your own call?
Both.
Bit of both, yeah.
I mean, I agreed. So it's my fault. So, I know. I mean, we can learn from those mistakes. I can learn from those mistakes. So I won't do it again.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah, it was a big throw. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, how do you feel about the race overall?
The race was okay. To be honest, I turned on medium traction control for the rain. I knew I couldn't race in the rain without traction control because I just dropped it from dry. I wasn't going to be like I was going to spin like in the start. So I did turn off. I did turn on medium traction control for the start. It was a good start. I think I got P1 after the race start. Then we pitted for the dry tires. I pitted for mediums. Satoshi pitted on hard, which was the best strategy. I pitted on mediums. That was not the best strategy too. And then I turned off though the traction control. I raised traction control off for the dry session. It was a good race. I had a gap to Satoshi, but then that strategy call to softs came. I finished before, which is fine, but could be better. Could be P1, but I will come to victors again. Yeah, I don't mind. It was a like mediocre race, but it was cool. It was cool.
Stuff. Well, it was an entertaining finish to the race for us because we saw you pit because you were out ahead of like 4 seconds up the road or maybe more, and then you pitted and we went.
Yeah, 5.
Contender's going to be fast here with these soft tires, and you were catching up with Timo in the last couple of laps there. We're thinking,
Yeah.
is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? But no, it
Yeah.
wasn't to
Softs
be.
died like in 3 laps.
3 laps, jeez. Oh my word.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like, as I said, it was fun. I can learn from those mistakes. I will get better for sure with no traction control in the future. But yeah, it's mostly like I don't have time to practice. I came no practice again, like 20 minutes of practice. So
That's music to
I can learn
Satoshi's
from.
ears, because Satoshi, we were asking him after that win, is he fancying a shot at the title, and he says yes. So,
Ooh, I like the challenge. I like the challenge. Satoshi is really fast, so it's welcome.
yeah, he's tier 2
The
champion,
challenge is
so
welcome.
to become champion, you have to beat the champion, you know. So
Yeah, exactly. So it will be better. It will be fun in the future too. It won't make those hectic strategy calls, I think. In the future, I hope so.
sometimes you have to roll the dice out on you, man, and you know sometimes it
Yeah,
works in your favor. So
it didn't work.
yeah, you live and
But
learn.
it's
You
fun.
can't win them all, as they say.
Yeah, yeah, I can't win them all for sure. I wasn't expecting to win those first 5 also, so I'm pretty happy with those results I'm getting. Like I'm happy to even compete for the win, so yeah.
Yeah, good job, man.
It will be
Well,
fun. It will be fun for the title.
I know Joel's in chat and he's not too happy with himself. He thinks he's to blame for that call, but as you say, it's a team effort, and
It's my fault. Like it's mostly my fault because I agreed with that. I could have stayed out. I
yeah,
knew maybe I could do it, but yeah.
yeah.
It's,
Even on stream, we were saying we don't think it's possible to get to the end of mediums, but some people showed that it is possible. So you know,
it was. I mean, it was like 65%. I think Timo told me, but it's possible to go with 65%. I mean, you will be skating a little bit, but yeah, it was okay. Next race will be better. I can say that. Yeah. Austria is
Yeah,
cool too.
it's
Austria is
Austria
cool too.
next. So how do you feel
Also,
about that?
fun fact. I mean, my best two. I thought that my best 2 races were Canada and France. And I finished P2 and P4. And in my worst races, I finished P1. So yeah. Austria is cool. Austria is cool too. I mean, not the best, not the worst too.
yeah, I'm a big fan of Austria as well. I like that track a lot. I like not just racing, but commentating on races, because it's always a
It's a
super.
small track.
Yeah, it's a small track, very fast. Reminds me of like a roller coaster in a way.
Yeah.
You know, all the elevation changes and
Many
stuff.
back markers, many like pits. And when you pit, you like maybe go back a lot. Like yeah.
Yeah, and one final thought on the race today as well. For anyone in Tier 2 who is a full-time driver
It
or
was. I
drives in
think
Tier
it
2,
was better.
yes, exactly. It was clean. It was, yeah, there was hard racing, but it was always fair, and there was no major incidents that we caught on stream anyway. So big props to
No
everybody.
Thunderdome.
No Thunderdome, but we'll see. We'll maybe give it another race or two before you drop.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, give it another. Give maybe Austria will be different, but I hope it's not. It was
Yeah,
good in France. Yeah, it was
yeah.
actually good.
Yeah, it was a great race to call, and sounds like a good one to race in as well. So, Contender, we're going to move you out of chat. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
that. We'll hopefully speak to you again in the near future. So, Bailey, I think that about wraps up the stream. I mean, there is we're trying to promote at the minute. Joel 8 is doing he's running a charity event. It's an F1 event. Yeah, so if anyone wants details on that, just ask in the league channels. Most leagues are all behind it, and it's great to see the support from the community on that. I think they've already reached over 10% of the target for that, and I think
Yeah,
they're going to
there's
smash it. You know, they're going to smash that target big time.
well, yeah, they've got big drivers in there. They've got Veloce, James, Veloce Hypers. I've heard news that team at Marduk might be looking to join the. So some big names in there, and I think if you want to be a part of it, I want to be a part of something good on F1. I think this is the place. It's honestly great work setting it up by all the admins and Joel, indeed.
Yeah, and it's for a great cause as well. The Cystic Fibrosis Trust, who are looking to invest in research for the treatment of cystic fibrosis sufferers. So we're very much, Joel's part of the community. He suffers from cystic fibrosis, and we're very much behind him, and we certainly want to see them not just reach their target, but absolutely blast it out of the water. And I have absolutely no doubt that we will do so because, as I said, there the community has just been absolutely, full support from everybody. Everybody's getting involved, and everybody seems very, very up for the challenge ahead. And just before that, actually, the week before is going to be EGL. I've lost count of how many EGL tournaments there is, but I think it's EGL number 8. And we're going to see 5 leagues compete once again for the ultimate prize, the EGL title, currently held by LOR and SLR were runner-up last time, but I know that Billy, we're going to smash it this time. We're going to get it. Yeah.
I hope so. We can restore glory.
It was so close last time, so close. But yes, we're looking forward to that one as well. Also, just in the closer future, tomorrow we've got the final F2 race for this season, potentially for this game. It's Abu Dhabi. We're gonna have a fun event tomorrow, and then that's followed by Saturday. We've got the big one. It's Tier 1 SLR at France, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I love France, and usually do well there. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to curse myself. But Billy, will you be joining us on track for that one?
I won't be able to, because I'm away with the family. I won't be able to do 2S either, so no league races on the weekend for me.
So what I heard there was a P10 is just that one position closer for me. 'Cause usually you finish ahead of me. Though Canada, I did see a wee bit, and I think we had a wee bit of a battle in Canada. Didn't last very long for me, but yeah. It was good fun in Canada. But yeah, 2SRL then are back on Sunday with 2 races, Tier 2 and Tier 1. So just to play us out, I'm going to show the EGL trailer, and that'll be us for this stream. So it was a pleasure calling this one with you, Billy, and Ice as well.
Yep. Ice isn't here, but it was a pleasure commentating with these two as well.
Yeah, Bance will be back for future races and joining you on the comms. So unless you have anything further to add, I'll play this video then, and that'll be us for tonight.
Extreme Gaming League presents